Mark, St Michael's and Enniskillen have reached another MacRory Cup final, and it's an exciting time for the school and another chapter in the long history of Gaelic games in St Michael's.
Yes, indeed. Look, we're obviously delighted to be back in the MacRory Cup final. It's been 7 long years since we were there. Thankfully, we won it the last time we were there in 2012. But there's a long tradition of competing at a high level in colleges football in St Michael's. You know, we won our first MacRory way back in 1973, ironically beating our opponents this year, Oma CBS, to win our first one. And then Oma turned around in 74 and won their first one by beating St Michael's in the final. We then had a significant gap, unfortunately, until we picked up another win in 1992. Peter McGinnity managed that team and got back to a final again then in 99, which was actually Dominic Corrigan's first year taking MacRory football in the school. And we managed to beat a strong St Coleman's team that year. And I suppose we had a couple of really notable players that year who went on to win All-Stars, Marty McGrath and Barry Owens. And that was the beginning now of a golden period for St Michael's, because we were back in the final the following year in 2000 as well, where unfortunately we came unstuck against a very strong Armagh team, St Patrick's Armagh. Sean Kavanagh scored the goal that broke our hearts that day, and Ronan Clark was in that team as well. However, we got back then to another final in 2001. Again, we came across our neighbours and rivals Oma CBS again, and that ended up in a draw. And unfortunately, it could never be replayed because there was an outbreak of foot and mouth disease that year. So the MacRory Cup was shared that year. However, we got our way back to Casement Park again for the final in 2002, where once again our opponents were Oma CBS. And thankfully on that occasion we managed to get over the line and win that one. And as I say, then we got back and won a final in 2012 against St Patrick's Mahara. So look, we have a long history of competing in MacRory Cup, and thankfully been successful in MacRory Cup as well.
Mark, reaching the MacRory Cup final and the buzz it has on the school and the impact it has on all the pupils and the wider community, it's an exciting time ahead of the final.
Oh, it really is. Niall, you know, the minute we beat Mahara, the build-up to the final began. You know, our Twitter account went crazy with likes and retweets and so on of that shots of that match and the interviews after that match. So ever since then we've been really enjoying the build-up to the final. And you know, it's something. This is not just something that the players and the management team can enjoy. This is something the whole school can enjoy. You know, all of the staff here, all of the pupils can really enjoy, you know, the build-up to this big game and the day itself. And you know, St Michael's is unique maybe in a way in that we serve an entire county. We have boys in St Michael's from every single parish in County Fermanagh, and indeed from Trillick and so on in County Tyrone as well. So we're kind of unique in that way, in that St Michael's is a school for the whole county. So the whole county gets to share in this journey with us. You know, for example, if we look at the MacRory Cup panel this year, I think there are maybe 19 Gaelic football clubs in County Fermanagh, and we have 14 of those clubs represented on the MacRory Cup panel. So this is great for not just the school, but for the wider community as well. And I suppose I should mention as well, you know, the support that we get from the wider community. You know, parents, local businesses, obviously our sponsor, the Patrick Blake Group, all of whom contribute enormously to not just Gaelic games in the school, but to the running of the school in general. And you know, we're trying to continue, despite budgetary constraints and so on, we're trying to continue to develop the school in a whole lot of ways. An example being the 4G pitch, which is coming to fruition now. It's nearly finished. And that will be an opportunity not only for our students to benefit from that wonderful facility, but we would look to involve local community groups, sports groups from outside of the school, and allow them to avail of that facility as well when it's open, which all adds to you know, building and making St Michael's the community school that it is.
Mark, you've touched on there the importance that sport and Gaelic games plays in school life, and I suppose like all schools, it's finding that balance between academic and sporting life. How do you manage that here in Enniskillen? Well,
we're quite firm in our belief that they go hand in hand. They work very well together. Yes, we place a strong emphasis on sport and providing the boys with opportunities to partake in sport and to succeed in sport, but we feel that is a crucial part of developing them as young men, and also developing them academically as well. You know, it's very clear that there's a very strong link between, you know, good physical health, good emotional health, and being involved in sport. So we feel that our lads, not just who are involved at the high level in MacRory Cup, but in all of the other sporting activities that we offer here, those young fellas benefit enormously in their academic work because of the health benefits, both physically and mentally, that being involved in sport brings.
Mark, and you've touched on the history of the school and the previous sides that have won MacRory Cups. No pupil in the school was here when Enniskillen last reached the final in 2019, so this is a new experience for a new generation, and that link back to old generations is evident as we've travelled around the school today.
Well, absolutely. We have a close association with our past pupils. Our past pupils do help us out with various careers events and so on. And again, I make the point, a lot of our past pupils who have been involved maybe at a high level in sport here have gone on to have very successful careers in their chosen field. And it's more evidence of that, the value that sport brings to these young men. And I say we are very fortunate in that they're keen to come back and help us out and support the school now in their new role in their careers. And I have no doubt that there will be an awful lot of past pupils come to Armagh on Monday the 18th to support their old school.